1, 2, 3, 4, 5 go round as quickly as that, and in amongst them is a two-stroke, and I think that would be possibly Jamie Coward, Danny Webb.
Welcome to one of the most iconic parts of this 37 3/4 mile mountain circuit here on the Isle of Man. Yes, it's the Ramsey Hairpin. And for those of you who have either never been here or who listen to Manx Radio here on the island, you'll often hear the commentary through the qualifying, the practice sessions and the race sessions too. And that team from Manx Radio includes one particular famous voice. You may never have seen his face before, but when I say the words, over to Roy Moore at Ramsey Hairpin, you know who I'm going to be talking about. And here he is. Roy.
Right.
Nice to meet you.
And yourself.
Thank you very much for joining us. So here's your home during the 2 weeks of the TT and the week of the Manx and the Classic across the Festival of Motorcycling.
Well, it has been for a number of years now. Previous to that, they did have different commentary points. Ramsey Hairpin is relatively new, really, just the same as Glen Helen.
How long have you been involved in commentating on road racing around the island?
I started in '84, only on a temporary measure. Although I had no broadcasting, to me, known ability, we got involved in broadcasting the golf on Manx Radio, and a chap called Charlie Webster said to me, what about you going to the bungalow, or Ballacrane as it was at the time, that they wanted a commentator for? I said, well, I'll give it a try and see how we go, and if I'm no good, sack me, and if I'm any good, keep me on. So that was 35 years ago. Yeah.
And your experience and knowledge of the island and of racing around here is second to none. It's encyclopedic. It's critical, being able to know what the listener wants to hear.
You build up experience, and that's the main factor, and you can't teach it. I always feel as though if you're relating a story or a snippet, if you broadcast it, they then pick it up, and then maybe when they're old and decrepit like me, they will be able to recall, I remember Roy Moore saying that at Ramsey Hairpin.
And now we're setting average laps of 136 miles an hour in the TT.
Technology gives us the fact of if it's a close race, we can go giving details of who's first, second, third, right through to as many as we possibly can, and mentioning numbers all the time that have gone through to when they go through the bungalow. It's teamwork from the studios on Manx Radio, where there's people standing by if for any reason they need to go back, right through to whatever happens around the course, the mountain course, from start to finish. And they all do their bit to bring you Manx Radio TT as we know it.
Down 1, down 2, down into bottom gear. Number 1 tight into the left-hand side. In the background on the 4 cylinders chime in. He's got a bit of a battle on there too with Lee Johnson. We've heard him down Lazaire Road, heard him through Crookshanks. Number 7, Maria Costello. Now at Ramsey Hairpin, number 1, John McGuinness.
So Roy, the first race I think is underway any moment, and you've got, what is it, about 11 minutes before the first boys get here, is that right?
Yeah, just over 11. They've got it timed off to fine art, and they'll not be late handing over, let's put it that way. This will be straightforward. It will be all yellow plates. It will be Glen Helen, Ballath, speed trap times. This is where the enthusiasm will take over now, because you are reporting on somebody who's leading second, third, fourth, and as many as possible on the screen going through Ramsey Hairpin.
So you've got your microphone, that's the key piece of equipment, and your
headphones.
Yeah, you've got your timing screen and the book of the encyclopedia.
We're going to report on what we see. So as soon as the bikes start coming towards us, down out from Stella Maris, we'll be in race mode. It's TT racing round the mountain course, and virtually anything can happen. With Stefano Bonetti holding on to that second place here at Ramsey. Alan Oversby in 5th place, number 11, Alan Oversby. He's 51 seconds ahead of, in 3rd place, number 8, Jamie Coward. And he's got only half a second advantage over Michael Rutter. So that is the situation here at Ramsey Hairpin.
Roy, you and the boys have been here up here in the commentary booth at Ramsey Hairpin for over 6.5 hours now. It's a good job you got your pack up, I guess, and it's just all part and parcel of TT racing.
Manx Radio have been doing the coverage since 1964. You've got to be very realistic to say they've got to get from Ramsey to the finish, and who's going to talk about what. We're part of a team, and we complement one another.
Well, you're remarkably calm, and I suppose you're a man of great experience.
2 things will always get you through life: enthusiasm based on experience, and when you're 72 you've certainly had a lot of experience, so that's the case in that respect. So everything that happens in motorsport is digested. Sadness, elation, despair, frustration, grown men crying on Glencrutchery Road when Mike Aylward came down on the Ducati. Memories like that are just priceless.
Well, I appreciate your time and your hospitality today. Thank you so much for looking after us and for letting us in the booth.
Yeah, well, I hope you've had an insight into how it works. As a final gesture, you know what we're going to say, don't you?
Back to you at the grandstand.